Welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of FountainCast, a bi-weekly podcast brought to you by the Fountain Hills Chamber of Commerce, striving to be your one-stop fountain of information regarding your local business community here in Fountain Hills. I'm your host, Hannah Toth, and be sure to stay tuned after this episode as well to hear about upcoming chamber events. I'm speaking with the owner of Tradesource, Bruce Keating. Tradesource is actually owned by Bruce and his wife, Lisa. They are new members to the chamber, but longtime residents of Fountain Hills, and they are so excited to share with us today about the promotional products they offer. Bruce, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, Hannah.
We're very excited to have you on, and I have met Bruce a few times since his new membership in the chamber, and you just have a fantastic origin story for this company. I would love for you to share that with our listeners.
Sure. Hi. It was in the late 1980s, early 1990s, and I was selling trade show displays, portable pop-up displays. They were kind of new in the marketplace, and I had a large customer called Abbott Laboratories in a suburb of Chicago, 40,000 employees at the time. They probably have double that now. And I sold this to the marketing folks, and they bought 6 displays from me, which was a large order at the time. And as I was sitting there, they brought in boxes of pens, they brought in boxes of t-shirts, they brought in boxes of coffee mugs, and almost up to the ceiling with the number of quantity of these items. And she asked me, and I said, would you purchase that from me? She goes, yes, I would. She goes, do you do that? I go, I do that now. And so I ran back to my town and I found a mentor, somebody that was in the business, to teach me how to sell those different products. And I was, took off from there. So it was just kind of a cool, weird way to get into another business model. And I've been in the business now almost 30 years.
That's fantastic. And you offer tons of promotional products. I was scrolling through your website getting ready for this podcast, and Sure. He just offers hundreds and hundreds of products. So what are a few of your personal favorites to create?
I thought of that question. It's a great question, but we have an ever-changing potpourri of ideas that come out, and sustainable products are big now, anything that's green. And one of our larger customers here in Phoenix is SRP, which is our electric company, and they're a huge organization, and they have thousands of employees and hundreds of different divisions, so they're always after us to come up with new ideas, new techniques, new ways to reach the public. So we go to an annual trade show in Las Vegas every year where they release hundreds of new ideas and products. And we're always on different websites and webinars learning about our industry because it's a continuously evolving business.
That's fantastic. So what's something that excites your customers about this business?
It's always fun to see the finished product. When you have your name in lights, so to speak, when you're at an event and you have a pen with your name and logo, or a coffee mug or a t-shirt, whatever you're handing out, and people love it's an inexpensive way to market folks. And that's really about it.
Absolutely. And it's an exciting company. I know I had a lot of fun scrolling through your catalog that you had given us. And I also know that you are a long-term resident of Fountain Hills. So something that we ask on this podcast for every episode is, what made you choose Fountain Hills when you came here?
That's a great question. We moved here 25 years ago. We had 4 young boys. Now they're 4 middle-aged boys. Just the community, it's a close-knit community. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's a great place to raise children and be around others. 2 of our children have given back and went back and were teachers at the high school. One of them is still a teacher at the high school, and another one is still assisting with the high school basketball program. So we're kind of embedded that way. I personally coached community college basketball back home. So when I moved here in 97, I wanted to coach again. And so I got involved coaching at the high school here in 1998.
Fantastic.
And for the last 20 plus years, I've coached all 4 of my boys at the high school, at the middle school, and hundreds of other children too. It's been a blast to do that. So
That sounds amazing. So I am, of course, a huge sports fan, so I have to ask, do you still play basketball at all, or
I
coach?
do poorly because I'm old, but and I had my knee replaced so that from too much basketball. But
Right.
it was worth it. So I still play with the grandkids now. I'm playing tennis and other sports too. But still, the boys come down here on Sundays, all four of them, and they gather other alumni and still play in the gym, and I get to go and hang out with them and have lunch afterwards. So it's fun.
That's fantastic, and that's so special. Our town offers a lot of fun activities. I heard you say you also play tennis, but what else do you do for fun?
We attend sporting events. We have had numerous boats on Saguaro Lake and other lakes here. We are now members of Bartlett Boat Club. We're kind of going out that
Very
way
fun.
just to kind of something different. And Lisa and I, we've been together over 40 years. So now we're at the traveling part of our relationship. We travel a lot. We try to go every 2 to 3 months somewhere else. So that really keeps us busy learning about new places to visit and then visiting them.
Yes, absolutely, and Arizona has plenty to offer, too.
True.
So what advice do you have as a new member to the chamber? What advice do you have for incoming new members?
Just to get involved. I've already started to go to some of the evening mixers, and I'm going to look at the networking groups that meet on Wednesdays. And you just have a good vibe when you enter the office here. You have a lot of new blood and younger people and people excited about the town. And one of the nice things that how we've built our business is we're a woman-owned business in the small town like this. But a lot of our competitors are national online businesses. And when something goes wrong, we found it's 1-800-GOOD-LUCK. So
Yes.
we will fix the problem when something is a mistake, and things happen. And through time, we found that with mistakes, you usually either lose a customer or you strengthen the relationship. And we've strengthened a lot of relationships because we'll eat that order or fix it because we just have to. It's just the way you have to do business. You can't just leave people hanging. But the larger companies tend to do that. So.
Right, and that's what's so important about shopping local and learning about these new companies in town or old companies in town.
Sure.
Either way, the local is the way to go, and I know that your customer service is something you take a lot of pride in, so that's fantastic. And I also wanted to ask you, of course, anything else you might want to share about your company, as well as how to contact you.
Sure. One of the things is we have as I spoke briefly earlier, we have 4 boys. 2 of the boys are in education here in the high school and other settings here, but the other 2 have their own silk screening business and embroidery business here in the valley. So we're able to give good pricing for apparel, hats and shirts, etc., whether it's embroidered or silk screen. Best way to contact myself is my cell, which is 480-223-3830. Our web, of course, is a great place to start the process, and it's the name of the business. It's tradeshowsource.net. So it's tradeshowsource.net, and my email address, if you'd like to reach out, is tradeshowsourceaz@gmail.com. So again, it's tradeshowsourceaz@gmail.com, and then I'll also end it with. We have a little tagline that I've used kind of sarcastically, tongue-in-cheek, but with affection. And because some of the slang terms for my industry is they call it trinkets and trash. So we turned it into trinkets and trash that last.
Oh, that's beautiful, and what a great way to end us on a high note. And thank you again for being a part of this episode. And that will wrap up episode 3 of season 2 of FountainCast. And once again, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to share our show with friends, neighbors, clients, anyone in your network, and please like, rate, and review our show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Upcoming chamber events. Don't forget, the Parade of Thanksgiving Turkey Drive is November 1st. Come drop off a turkey or turkey dinner at Extended Hens Food Bank from 4:30 to 6 p.m. The Fall Fountain Festival of Fine Arts and Crafts is coming back November 11th, 12th, and 13th for its 48th year. Bruce, how many fairs have you been to in your tenure of Fountain Hills residency?
Every year we go. Every year it's a blast to go. So it's been 25 straight years we go to the festival. It's part of living here. We invite friends from all the parts of the country to come and visit us during that, and it's just a cool festival.
Absolutely. It's definitely become such an important part of Fountain Hills tradition. So I'm glad to hear that you'll be joining us next week or 2 weeks from now. Artists from all over the country will be right here in Fountain Hills to share their special creations, and you will not want to miss it. As Bruce said, he invites friends from all over the nation to come join, and you'll want to do the same. It's a very special event. So join us also for the Lights and Health ribbon cutting at 5 p.m. at their office on Avenue of the Fountains, and be sure to check the Chamber website for more details on all of the events. Be sure to check fhchamber.com to request to do your own podcast, uniquely Fountain Hills episode, additions to the newsletter, and so much more. We are so grateful to Bruce for sharing his unique story with our listeners, and thank you, Fountain Hills, for continuing to be the best community.